We're live. Hello. I'm Amanda Call. I'm working on this comic page for the 4th week in a row, I think. 4th or 5th now? I don't remember. Maybe it's 5 now. We've been working on this one for a while, over the course of several streams. This is a page from I Am the First. It is chapter 2, page 10. We've got everything penciled. We got the backgrounds all inked, and now we're starting to ink the figures. I'm going to try to get this as close to done this evening on the stream as I can. So, I'm going to continue inking with a brush. I've got my Winsor & Newton ink. And I've got my brush, which happens to also be a Winsor & Newton Series 7, size 4. I'm going to open that up over here. All right, got that loaded up with ink. I've got my little piece of scrap paper over here that I use to kind of hone down my brush if it's got a little bit too much ink on it when I first load it up. Hey, Keith, thanks for joining me. Doing okay. Having our 3rd major snowstorm in 2 weeks here. That's fun. And the last one was only a couple days ago. It's like, give us a break here. All right, so we left off over here. I'm going to come back to this. Whoop, that point is not very well formed at this point. That's looking a little better. All right, we're going to come over here and start working on this, this figure that I left half finished last time. Like I said last time, I generally work from left to right, but if I have something that's closer to the picture plane, even though it's further to the right, further to the right, then I'll do that first, because like this figure is covering that one. Hey, Spud. Hey, Hungry. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Get the braid textures in here. Just want to make sure we follow the lines of that form of the hair all twisted around itself there. To pay attention and make sure that I don't mess up the way that those lines are supposed to go. Because it doesn't take much to make it not look like a braid anymore. And then all of a sudden it's just like, what are all these weird lines on her head? What is happening here? I want that line to be fairly thick because she is the most forward in this whole panel. She is the closest to the picture plane. So I am almost done with drawing and inking chapter 2. Chapter 1 is going to be coming out next week. The way that we're doing it is that so I Am the First is like a limited series / graphic novel, and we're releasing it as a series of 5 chapters and then a graphic novel at the end. And so every couple of months a new chapter will come out. And the first chapter is going to be coming out next week. It'll be on like all the digital platforms. So that's like we've got everything pretty much all set for that one, and we're just putting it on all the platforms and making sure it works and everything before we hit the go live button. But it is done. It has been done for a while, and I'm almost done drawing and inking chapter 2. I only have a couple of pages left, and I've started coloring it, but coloring takes a while. I haven't gotten very far on that yet. And then ultimately, once all 5 chapters are out, we're also going to be releasing it as a complete graphic novel, and that'll be available in print as well as digitally. So that's the idea. All right, got her face there. These teeny tiny details. It's like, hold on, hold my breath, concentrate very hard, try not to mess it up. Yeah, it's hard to believe that the first chapter is already going to be coming out so soon. It's like, what? I mean, it's been done for like a long time, but it still feels like no time at all somehow. Whoop. Okay, so I do still have like this little detail on the back of her jersey there, but after I'm done with everything else in brush, I can go back in and do that with a nib. It's supposed to be a pretty thin line, so some of those kind of clothing details I'll do with a nib, but I like to get the brush inking on the figure done first before I pick out those details generally. Give my brush a quick clean before we continue. Always with that like close to, yeah, trying to get that so you can see better. Yeah, always with that close to parallel motion, because you don't want to be driving your brush down and scrubbing it around, because then you mess up the bristles. Alright. Done. It's believable that we might actually finish tonight. We'll at least be close enough that this will be the last stream for this one. For this page. And then I'm kind of in a conundrum as far as like my plan had originally been to switch over to doing an Age of Night page next, because like the plan was that I would alternate every other page that I worked on the stream would be an I Am the First page or an Age of Night page, because Age of Night is still running too. But the point that I'm at right now on Age of Night, it's like really spoilery. Like something that's going to happen in the next like couple of weeks online. And until it does, I can't show you like any of the pages for the rest of this chapter that's currently updating, or else it'll spoil it. It's a conundrum. Hey, Story Comic is here. Thanks for joining me. So I might do another I Am the First Page next just because of that, because we're going to have that kind of issue. And then by the time you, yes, Barney, you get 5 friend points. So if I do another I Am the First Page next, then by the time I'm done with that, we will be at a point in the chapter where doing another page, another Age of Night page won't be spoilery. Like, we'll be at the point now, like in a few weeks, where it's like, okay, we know what's going on here. We'll see. Ka-ching. I was like, catching? What? I did not understand what I was reading there. Did not register as actual words to me for some reason. All right, we've got the bullies. Bullies from chapter 1 are back. Being awful, like they do. You made another live show. Thanks for joining me, Craig. I'm glad you were able to make it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. It might take me a minute to look up and see them, but I will answer them once I do. Or, I'll make my best attempt at answering them, I guess. Yes, you all will have to let me know if that sounds acceptable to you or not. If it sounds acceptable, then I'll do another I Am the First Page for a few more weeks, starting next week. Or if you want me to try to jump ahead a little bit in Age of Night and figure out non-spoilery page. I don't even know if I could do that. I might just have to do like some filler illustration or something, which I guess we could do. We could do some kind of one-off of something unrelated to anything. Let me know. Comment and let me know what sounds good to you. I'm not opposed to just doing something random and unrelated too. Give myself a little break from the mountain of comics that I need to do. Brush is feeling a little heavy. I feel like I've got a little bit too much. You liked the Christmas Raven. That was different. Yeah, that was a fun one. I had fun with that illustration. I made it into Christmas cards and sold them at my local-ish bookstore for the season. So that was fun. Sold quite a few of them too. So yeah, we could do something different like that for a week or two. Some other unrelated illustration. Well, I haven't decided what my fundraiser illustration is going to be this year, although that'll be posted the day before. I gotta do that sometime in the next couple days here. Because every year on February 14th, I do a charity art auction. I haven't decided what this year's is going to look like. I gotta get that done. And Keith says, yeah, the Raven was fun, though I enjoy them all. Well, I appreciate that, Keith. I'm glad. I have fun working and sharing my process with you guys. This guy, look at this face. Look at this face this guy is making. Goodness. It's just pure disgust right there. hope everyone else is having a pretty good week. We had a big snowstorm here today. Everybody had a snow day. We had a big snowstorm on Friday, and everybody had a snow day Friday too. Last 3 school days, and everyone has attended one of them. Just kind of silly. It's winter in the Northeast for you. Is the skinny handled brush uncomfortable? I have to make mine thicker with whatever I have on hand. It's not uncomfortable, partially because I'm holding it with a ridiculously light grip. Like I'm not, if I were like gripping and applying pressure, it would be uncomfortable. But I'm using next to no pressure to manipulate this. Like I'm holding it with a ridiculously light touch. So it really is not uncomfortable to use it. The brush does not require the same amount of like gripping other tools. So I don't find it uncomfortable to use because I'm not like putting that, because I do have after a while like that kind of gripping pincher maneuver will start to my hand and my wrist and my arm. But thankfully the brush does not do that because I have such a light grip on it where it's kind of just barely perched and I'm just barely kind of rolling it around between my fingertips to get it to do what I want to do. So it doesn't have the same strain as trying to apply pressure to a tool would do. I don't know if that made any sense, but the skinny handled brush is not uncomfortable, is the short version of the answer. Not uncomfortable for me. I went to an occupational therapist a long time ago now, and just like about a lot of my work habits and everything, and she had me just like fill out some paperwork and watched like how I held the pen, and she was like, "Oh, thank goodness you don't have a death grip on it." It's like, yes. That helps a lot with the discomfort, is just not having to grab things as firm of a grip. All right. Hey, there's another panel. Another panel done. What time are we at? 5. Man, we're doing great. Doing great. In general, the goes pretty quickly. I wonder if you all can hear that. If you all can hear the squeaking.
What?
Let me know if you can hear the squeaking. I'm not talking to you. I'm just staring at you because I'm talking about you. Let me know if you can hear the squeaking, and then I'll explain what it is. If you can. Because I can hear the squeaking, even though I have headphones on. I share this workspace with my husband, and he's very good about being quiet while I'm streaming. And then occasionally he makes a weird noise, and you can hear it on the stream. Usually it's just his chair. It's not the chair this time, though. No squeaking? Oh, okay. We know you have ghosts in your house. No ghosts. Okay, the squeaking didn't come through. I'll tell you what it was anyway. It's like a hand drill. He's like working on miniatures, putting magnets in miniatures for his little army men. So when he's using the little hand drill to like make the little holes to put the magnets in, and it goes squeaky, 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 squeaky. Oh, you want me to show them? Okay, show. I haven't actually used this. I don't. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, and then you just wait. Which part makes it turn?
You turn it.
Oh, you just turn it like.
So you can push on the top to keep pressure, and the top is what's squeaking because it turns.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, cool. That's a little hand drill for when you have to drill things that are soft and delicate, and you don't want to even use a Dremel because you'll just make a mess of it. There you go. That's your not comic related crafting tip for the evening. Wargamer. Yeah, this is for his war army. Which, well, one of them. He's got like 5 of them. What are you working on, the Tau? Yeah, he's working on his Tau army right now. I used to play Warhammer 40k, but I haven't since we had kids because I don't have time for that anymore. I still do other gaming, but I was like, I just don't like. I enjoyed it okay, but I did not enjoy it enough for the like massive time commitment that everything about that game is. Like, it was fine. I had some good times, but I didn't care for the I had more fun playing with the people that I played with than the game itself. So it was kind of like, I'm good. And that decision might have like worked out a little bit different had it not been that at the exact same time edition change had just come out that totally nerfed my army, and I was just like, all right. Like, I certainly don't have time to get raffle stomped every game that I play. and never have any fun. But I still do a lot of gaming. I just right, it was a bummer. It was a bummer. I don't remember which edition number that was, but I was. What edition was it?
6.
6?
6 came out. We all stopped playing.
Yeah, 6th edition came out. We all stopped playing for a while. I was an orc player, and I got completely stomped by that rules change. Having to take losses from the direction of fire, it was just like, cool, there goes my green tide army. And they changed the way that the wall worked, and it was just my army became pretty much useless overnight. It was very disappointing. But anyway, I still do plenty of gaming. I just don't bother with Warhammer anymore because it's a lot. It's a lot of time and money commitment. But I still do a lot of role playing, and I still play board games and that sort of thing. So I have I'm on the Skirmisher publishing game development team, so we spend a lot of time playing RPG playtest development sessions together. Since I do a lot of freelance illustration work for the tabletop gaming industry, I get to meet a lot of cool gamers, and I get to be involved in playtest and development for a bunch of different games. And I still do games on live streams, and I still get to game. I just don't do that type of gaming anymore. I show up on Doug's show and do games pretty frequently. Tomorrow I'm going to be on Doug's show. That's Victory Condition Gaming. We're going to be doing a live stream. Oh gosh, bots. Excuse me for a second. I attracted a bot. Put user in timeout? No. Goodbye, bot. Going to timeout. You're just going away. Tomorrow night on Victory Condition Gaming, we're going to be playing Power Rangers. I don't know anything about the Power Rangers. I never watched Power Rangers. Yeah. Yep. Keith says, catch you on occasion on Victory Condition Gaming. Yeah. I fill in on the Chaotic Goodcast show on Monday nights sometimes. Someone else on the cast can't make it, and I'm like the understudy. And then sometimes I do the game streams. And so tomorrow night, we're doing Power Rangers. I don't know anything about Power Rangers, but we're doing Power Rangers. And Alan Barr is going to be one of the players. And Alan is apparently like a Power Ranger super fan. I'm just going to try not to embarrass myself. So this is that panel that I had to completely erase and start over. I'd say it ended up pretty good, ultimately. even though having to redraw it was not like the ideal situation. But looks a lot good. Oh, hang on. I'm just going to whip this page around a bunch while I try to get the best angle for some of these brush strokes. Oh no, you are putting the black ink over your blue pencil marks. I sure am. I sure am. That's okay. The blue is not part of the final product. I do my pencils in blue because then if I don't fully erase them, which I don't, then they're easy to pull out digitally in the final product because they're a different color. It's easy to just select the color and yank it out and just be left with the black and white. In the gutters. We've got this lovely tripping action going on here. Gotta get that very dramatic hand gesture in there. edge of this kid's hair. Until I have to concentrate on faces because I get quiet. So I'm trying not to mess up. All right, we only have one panel left. And it's 42. Look at that. I think this is going to work out pretty well. I'm going to keep these lines back here pretty light and thin because they are further back. They're further picture plane. And will help to reinforce that illusion of them being farther away. Throwing stuff over there? Just your crashing coming out of the corner. These tiny little bits. Looking around suspiciously like, why am I on the ground? What happened here? That arm's looking a little beefy. I'm just gonna make that a little bit thinner. All right. Oh my goodness, we only have one figure left. We're almost there. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but this is my favorite Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern comic drawing live stream based out of Maine. Thanks, Story Comic. I appreciate it. I'm glad. I'm glad that I had a rarefied place of honor. Oh goodness. Alright. Since I'm working on the last figure, and we're almost to the last 10 minutes, the stream might be a couple minutes shorter than normal because I don't think it's going to take me a full 10 minutes to finish this, what I have left here. So we'll go ahead and start doing the things. I'm going to remind you that I'm Amanda Call. I am inking a page from I Am the First, which is a comic written by Jeremy Flagg and drawn by me. We recently funded this project on Kickstarter, and the first chapter is going to be releasing online in like a week. Very frequently on this stream, I'm also working on my webcomic Age of Night, which you can find at ageofnight.com. That's AGEOFNIGHT.com. That updates every Wednesday. The whole thing is available online to read for free, but you can also support me on Patreon if you would like to. That's patreon.com/ageofnight. If you like watching me do these live streams where I work and I talk about what I'm doing, you should like the video and subscribe to the channel. I do these live streams just about every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. But if for whatever reason I go live at a different time or I upload like a pre-recorded and edited video, then if you subscribe, you'll get to know when that happens. What else? You can find me on Instagram at Amanda Call Art and on yeah, you should follow me for updates on stuff. The only big event coming up is the first chapter of I Am the First will be coming out next week. That's big. That is. I do not have a TikTok. I do not have a TikTok. Thank you, Keith. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I always have a good time hanging out, talking with everyone on Tuesday night, chatting about art. Other leg. Other leg. Almost there. Almost there on this one. Keep whipping it back and forth to get the angle I need. Alright, and the backpack getting set down on the bleachers. I'm going to ignore this line down here because I'm not sure what that's about. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what I was thinking when I drew that because it doesn't make sense. If it was the adjustment strap from this part of the backpack, it should be from here, not back there. It doesn't make sense. We're just going to improvise and fix that on the fly because that was a mistake. All right. Oh, we only have one thing left to do. I need to put that 3 on her jersey. So let me grab my pen real quick, and then it will be done. So grab my pen real quick. And we're going to put that back in there. There's like an edge of a bleacher there too. Okay. And there we go. Ta-da! We actually finished the page on the stream. That usually doesn't happen. I usually have like half a panel left to finish after the stream ends. I don't usually get it to line up perfectly like that. So, we started this stream at the top of the hour with just a little bit of the background inking done and just a little bit of the brush inking on the figures done in the first panel, and now we are done. After several weeks of streams on this page is now fully inked, ready to get scanned, cleaned, and colored. I still have so much more work to do because I still gotta color it. But this stage is now done. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. I will see you all next time. Bye.